Did the Fate collab fix Honkai Star Rail? No, definitely not. At least in my opinion. And apparently it's not an uncommon one. As a quick preface, I did see Fate Zero, Unlimited Blade Works, and Heaven's Feel, or whatever the movie's called. I'm not quite sure how much that'll help for the rest of this video, but I did, but that was a long time ago. I'm gonna start with something I immediately didn't like, which is the fact that Archer and Saber don't have English dubs. Now, here's the thing. I played Honkai Star Rail in English since day one, and them not having English dubs, while upsetting, isn't really that big a deal. I'm totally fine with listening to their Japanese counterparts, if that translated to the English version of the game. If you want to listen to Saber and Archer's voice lines, you would have to use the Japanese language option, and I don't like that. I don't want to have to switch the way I've been playing this game since the very beginning just to hear the collab characters. I believe that they should have used Tekken logic, in which everyone is still going to be speaking English, and then the Fate characters will be speaking Japanese, and everyone will just still understand what the other is talking about. With everything's fine now, but it's just how it is. Apparently in 3.5, this cross-language support Tekken logic will be implemented, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not keeping this game installed for the next month just to play the Fate story, or even listen to the characters alongside the English ones. I don't have the patience for that. This should have been a day one thing. And apparently I dodged a bullet too, since the Fate collab story barely involves the Fate characters?
The Fate collab units might as well not even exist, and the story would not be impacted at all. Do you want to know what the role of the Fate collab characters is? It's to simply repeatedly tell people that they're not from this world, and to describe the dynamics of how they're not from this world. And this is the best part. You'll have all these characters show up. Lancer shows up for one part of the quest and then just disappears and pieces out.
HSR is a primarily story-driven game, and if the story sucks, then what's the point? And normally I would say a story can suck as long as the gameplay carries, but I'm gonna be honest, the gameplay of HSR isn't good enough to warrant grudging through its tedious story. One of which should have been a slam dunk when you're having the Fate poster characters involved with the main Honkai Star Rail characters. Thank God for that skip button, am I right? If y'all wanted to skip the story while also enjoying very solid gameplay, play Metaphor Refantasio or Expedition 33, which you shouldn't skip those stories because they're really good, but the option's there. Okay, so if the story is that bad, as far as I'm aware, how about Saber and Archer as units themselves? How do they play? How do they feel? Are they enjoyable? To be honest, they're fine, I guess. They sure are there. I'm gonna be honest, it's really hard to be excited for these guys when they feel more like new banner units as opposed to crossover characters. Okay, I could be nitpicking or an idiot who doesn't pay attention, but I think if you wanted Saber and Archer to stand out as collab characters, their ultimate symbols should have been a command seal. Even if it wouldn't make sense logically because you'd only have a set amount, it would still just be nice to see. Or the character portraits with the rest of the units, Archer and Saber could have a piercing red background. Well, not piercing, but a vivid red background as a contrast to the regular Honkai Star Rail characters' blue background. Something to make them feel like they truly are not a part of this world and they're being brought over here to hang out with the rest of the cast. Something to make it feel like a genuine crossover, not just new characters to the roster. Even their gameplay to me feels like they're just a new banner character with a Fate reference, and that's about it. Which you could say doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't really make them stand out. I'm gonna be honest, dude, I didn't pull for Finon, but Finon feels like a different character compared to the Honkai Star Rail collab characters. You saw the budget on that, man. Additionally, in my opinion, if Hoyo really wanted to make Saber and Archer feel that special, they'd drop a Memory of Chaos or a type of mode that was tailored specifically towards the Fate fans. Fate characters. Yeah, specifically towards the Fate fans. Have Astolfo as a banner character. Oh my god, I could actually see that performing really well. And I bring this up because the current MOC is still Memo Sprites, and since I stopped playing after pulling for Casterus, in case it's important to add, I pulled Casterus because I knew I was basically done playing the game after she dropped. I wasn't pulling for Anaxa. I knew mentally I was done with HSR. I was pulling for characters I wanted to pull. Just saying that in case that's important to add. Her global passive isn't even that great. But I knew what I was getting into when I pulled it though. I won't act like I won't. But it was very clear that the units that I didn't have were going to be needed if I was trying to clear this current MOC. And I don't have it in me to just min-max and grind specific whatever just to 3-star MOC when I know I'm not going to be playing the game anymore. I just got my new units and I want to use them straight out the box. What do you mean they aren't good enough yet? Another quick clarification if it matters, Saber and Archer are max level, max relic, max light cone, aside from maybe min-maxing substats, which I'm not gonna do because I don't have it in me to do that crap anymore, man. They're fine enough. I also have not been playing Honkai Star Rail the past couple months, and that's been fine for me. And despite enjoying the game a bit once getting the Fate characters, I don't really miss Honkai Star Rail. I'll also admit the best thing to come out of using Archer specifically was being told by Braxophone, yes, Braxophone told me directly, my best friend Braxophone. So stupid. Nah, his video said that Archer could be paired with Hanya if you don't have a Sparkle, which I didn't have a Sparkle, but I had a built Hanya.
If you're a free-to-play player and you've never pulled a 5-star before ever in your entire life, then Tingyun Hanya is for you, and ignore my Hanya's level. Hanya also gets to use her skill and generate 2 skill points with it, so it's basically +1 every single time you skill, and if you time it correctly and speed tune correctly with Archer, he can gain one of those skill points back during his skill barrage to be able to skill 4 times in a row, even with a limit of 7 skill points. So even without Sparkle, you can get 4 skills in a row.
And this is from early Penacony. I remember this clearly. I had a team of Dr. Ratio, Welt, Luocha, and Hanya to defeat the meme MOC 12 3-star. And honestly, I think during that time, despite the very noticeable power creep, well, let's say the slow power creep, it was still a fun game to play because you can still have random units that pair well enough together to 3-star content without heavily relying on meta characters. Because of course you could get meta characters and make it easy, but it wasn't that much harder to 3-star characters with other random units. At least how I was playing. That experience could be different for other people, but for me, I didn't pull meta and I was still doing fine for a bit. Yeah, I think HSR was still very enjoyable to play during this time because you could just still use units that you had lying around, despite the option of using the clear meta option. If the other characters can get the job done, they were still usable. You know, until they weren't. Before I even started this video, I had uninstalled the game because I knew I didn't have the heart in me to play it anymore. I think I even felt that way before installing the game, but I said I'd return when the Fate collab dropped, and return I did. Man, HSR used to be fun, man. It's a shame, really. Oh well, it is what it is. If you still enjoy HSR, good on you. Give me your opinions on the Fate collab below, and if you're done with HSR and looking to find a new gacha game that has good gameplay, English dub, intriguing world, and so on, I would suggest Wizard Variants Daphne. Legitimately. It's been a fun game to play. It's on mobile, Steam. I've been enjoying it a lot. You can even do dailies and not play the game for the rest of the day without it feeling like a chore to do. It's been a blast to play. Not sponsored or anything, just bringing it up. You'll be missed, Honkai Star Rail. You will be missed. Alright, like, subscribe. I hope the rest of your day goes well. Bye.